Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another one of our world famous coaching modules, and we are on the 1K per day formula, module 2. This is Ryan, and just to make sure all of you guys on right now can hear me and see my screen. All right, we've got Ben from Canada, all the way from Canada, my friend. Anna's on. Hey, Anna. Rod just joined. Good to have you here. Uh, of course, we got Rona. Very excited. Mike and Ken and Chris, Story. Okay, we got a lot of people on. It's gonna take me forever to say hi to all of you, but I appreciate you guys being on there. We are gonna have a good time today. I see some f bombs. I see all people. Everyone's excited. Very very cool. So the feedback so far for the first module has just been incredible, and the first module was really just kind of getting warmed up. Now, see, look, I'm so excited. I dropped my headset. Now we're gonna start digging into the nitty gritty. So we're gonna talk about creating our first premium product. And again, we're in module 2, 1K per day formula. I like to keep reminding you where we are, just so you guys stay with it, stay with the program. Really step-by-step stuff. So a little recap of module 1. I always like to start off with a recap of what we did on the previous session. We talked about finding your market and finding your niche and really honing in. Remember, going in at least 2 levels deep in terms of niche marketing, right? So that you could stand out and be top of mind in your marketplace. And then I discussed the 3 main roles you could take. We've got either you as the expert, where you're the one in charge of the content, you're kind of the lead person, you're creating the training courses, you're the man or the woman. You've got the producer, which is more behind the scenes, structuring deals, potentially setting up joint ventures, and we'll talk about that stuff. And then you've got the host, where you're pretty much just interviewing, just facilitating, organizing it together. And like I said, you can create businesses and premium products in any 1, 2, or 3 roles, and any kind of combination. I've done all 3, and you can have success in all of them, because I've been getting a lot of feedback that like we got one the other day that, hey, my girlfriend and I, we just joined, we're only 22 years old. What do we do? Can we be the host? Can we be the producer? Absolutely. And you could still be the expert. When I had an intern, Dave Sinek, I mean, he for 2 years all he did was study traffic, and he's I think like 23 years old now. And I go to him for some traffic stuff, for like advanced media buys, like pay-per-click stuff. He's really good. So you'd be surprised how quickly you can learn this stuff. And then we talked about studying your competition, know what products they're offering, know the pricing, and then finding your position in your niche. How are you going to differentiate? How are you going to be better? In other words, how are you going to kick ass, right? Because if you're going to do this, you're going to do it to win. And that's the bottom line. So you want to find that position in the marketplace that gives you best chance of success. And then we talked about your toolbox, just some of the tools that I use, and some are optional, some are not. Like obviously you're going to need some kind of computer, but kind of building up your toolbox. Now this module, again, we're diving into creating a best-selling premium product. And as always, my whole motto, and if you guys have been through me with any of my other coaching programs, the Ryan Lee method, for me, it's about making it as simple as possible. Because if it's too confusing, if it's too overwhelming, then you're not going to take any action. And recently in my inner circle, I had a guest on, Mike Littman, and we talked about 1.0. Like he talked about getting his radio show. He said the 1.0 way to do it is to do it this way. The 2.0 is to do it this way. And everyone tries to jump to 10.0, and they get overwhelmed, they get confused, they're thinking about 50 upsells before they even get the product done or even find a name for the product. So let's make this super simple, and this program is designed to just do one thing, is to help you create that premium product and create the sales funnel and the traffic to sell it. So that is it. Really simple, and that's what we're going to focus on. All right. Is the sound really low on my end, guys? Let me see if I can fix that for you. Is the sound any better now? Let me just see if I could make the sound maybe a little bit louder. Check, check, check. All right. I'm having people saying it's better now. Better? All right. There you go. See? Rule number 1, always check your mic first. So, all right, so let's talk about creating this product and getting it done the super simple way. Now, the first thing we want to do is, before we even start creating it, let's talk a little bit about pre-production. That's getting yourself set up the right way so when you create the product, you're going to have the best chance of success. Step number 1 is coming up with a killer name. I found this little picture today. You're going to call me what? And with me and my wife, by the time we came to our 4th kid, like, we start running out of names because our first 3 were girls. The 4th one, I'm like, man, if it's another girl, I don't know what we're going to call her. So luckily we had a boy. But let's talk about naming your product. And this, at least for me, this is the fun part. I love this part. I love the creative part. I think I tend to be in the more creative side. Some of the more analytical people can't stand this, and they like brainstorm with me for products. So actually, I'm just curious, how many of you think this is like the fun part? In terms of creating the name, how many of you are looking forward to it? Yeah, some people. Yeah, Jennifer saying it's hard. It's all fun. Yep. Cool. We got a lot of creative people. Awesome. And then one more question. In terms of a product name, how many of you already have an idea for your product name? And if so, share it with me. And I'll keep it, I won't, if you want me to read it off, I'll read it off. If not, you don't have to say anything. But I'm just curious, how many of you have a name? And if you do, if you don't mind sharing it. Hopefully you registered the domain name already. All right, we've got Tom with teach guitar today. Andrew, I see yours, but okay, he said not to read it. I won't. Got Corey with the Wealthy Therapist, Swimming Lessons Academy, David the Intrapreneur Classroom. I don't know if that's supposed to read that one. Destination Greatness, your finance. Okay, so we've got your 6-pack challenge, 10-day belly dancer. Okay, so we got a lot of people with some names. So hopefully this is going to give you some more ideas, and maybe you're going to stick with your name, maybe you might change it. Now, obviously, there's always rules are meant to be broken, right? But I like to give you simple formulas that are good in general terms. And this is the benefit plus power word, or you switch around and power word plus benefit. And I'm gonna tell you different categories of power words in a minute. So the first example here, like this program you're in right now, the 1K per day formula, 1K per day is essentially the benefit. That's what you're going to make, is 1K per day. And the formula is one of my power words. The other program I had, which I flipped around, the power word is nano, which is for small, for tiny, minuscule. And the benefit is continuity. So it's for people who want to create a continuity program. So that's how I put those two together. So again, very, very kind of general guidelines that you could take into consideration. And Andrew, and I'll answer questions after, but one just came in from Andrew here. Do you take into consideration search volume for power words? No, I don't, because this isn't the way we're doing it. When I talk about traffic, we're talking about different traffic strategies, but no, because those end up being really generic titles and program names. But I don't. So we've got first the premium words, right? More of systems. So these are all different categories of power words. So if my thing was, how to make $1,000 a day, the 1K per day formula, or the 1K per day system, the 1K per day blueprint. So these could work for anything. The belly dancing fat loss blueprint, the belly dancing fat loss formula. Method is another one. One of my recent programs, the Ryan Lee method. Right, the salsa dancing method. Program. And remember, you guys are going to have all these handouts anyway, but just trying to give you some things that can get your brain thinking creatively. And right now, just some of these, you might be thinking, oh man, that's a good one. I didn't even think of using that word in my program. Recipe is another one. I've seen all these used to different degrees of success. And I obviously like to use dictionary.com, and I use a thesaurus. And I'm always looking at different words and different ways to say things. So these are all premium words, right? To show that it's like a system, it's a formula, it's a process, blueprint, program, secrets. Next category, when you're in your marketplace, if you're positioning your product and program differently than everyone else. So for me, I tend to do that a lot in really, when I first started in the fitness industry, my positioning was, you should never do cardio. It should be all about short, intense exercise, short 4-minute workouts. And that now in internet marketing, I've kind of positioned myself as a little bit more of the outsider, like showing you the right way to build a business, not short term, not living launch to launch, but building a real sustainable long-term business. So these are I just called these like rebel words, right? So maybe it's the belly dancing renegade, or the information marketing renegades. The hot dog renegade. I see Al with the hot dog stuff, right? Rebel, outsider. So this could be. So these are just different words you could use if you're trying to go for that feeling where you're on the fringe of what's going on, or kind of counterculture. Maverick, reformer, revolutionary. Some of these, when I'm saying it, you might feel like, wow, like right away you might be like, you know what, I really like that. And some words just gel and some don't. Progressive, breakthrough. All right, so these are words that are more outsider and are going to position you differently. Dan Kennedy years ago had the renegade millionaires. So just trying to position himself that these are the people kind of become millionaires as renegades. Secrets is another one. I'm going to share the secrets with you. Not always, doesn't always necessarily have to be of the rebel variety, but secrets is always pretty powerful. People want to know the secrets. You can add secrets onto just about anything. Rona actually, that's a good one that I forgot earlier. Roadmap. Roadmap is one you could add to the first one. Good call. Then we've got some descriptive words. Now, descriptive is different categories. So if your program is all about, big, whether it's a big system, whether it's big results, obviously these are words: huge, massive, macro. I can go on and on. That's the kind of thing. Go to dictionary.com, look in the thesaurus, and type in big, type in many, type in massive. So if your program is something that's teaching big results, maybe you're teaching about strength and having big muscle gains, or adding 200 pounds onto your squat. So these are the type of words that are going to work for you. Then you've got the other end of the spectrum, small. And for me, like with my continuity program, it was $5 a month programs, so I came up with the word nano continuity. Now, I coined a term a couple years ago called micro membership, and then a colleague, Russell Brunson, came out with micro continuity, so he kind of stole that thunder from me. But that was trying to relay the message of, like, this is a small thing. Not that my program is small, but it's creating these small membership sites. And I created these. So when I combined two words that normally wouldn't go together, like nano and then continuity, I created almost my own brandable name. So it doesn't always have to be generic, the make money formula, the belly fat system, how to make money with this. You can create, by combining two different words, the benefit in one of these power words, you can create your own brand, which is then hard. It's harder for people to copy. Then you've got fast. So if your stuff has to do with fast, quick, instant, rapid fire, accelerator, accelerated, all those types of words. So that's going to be, if your program has anything that delivers something fast, that the benefit has to do with fast, the program has to do with something fast, maybe it's speed, some kind of speed reading course. And then you've got words like if your program is advanced, supercharged. We talked before about premium. So those are advanced. This isn't the normal how to create an ebook product. This is the supercharged, how to create your ebook supercharged system. Is this helpful, guys? This is Mark Evans, Rocket Fuel. Is this helpful for you guys? Getting some good ideas? Awesome. Good. I've seen a lot of feedback. Scott joined. It's 4 a.m. in Australia. All right. Cool. So I'm glad this is helpful. All right, that's the end of module 2. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling. So if you want to create a... I don't always recommend this, right? This is just another option. If you're prolific or if you've created a bunch of different products and you want to combine them together, you can offer like a big package. Like I've sold packages when I speak at events. And it's usually a combination of products. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but I want to throw some of these out there that I've used. I've called it, the everything but the kitchen sink package. So it's like all the different continuity things, the everything but the kitchen sink, Ryan Lee's everything but the kitchen sink continuity package or system. The ultimate blank package. The ultimate speed training package, or the ultimate speed training system. And it could be a combination of programs. The blank in a box. The, hot dog business in a box. The become a certified personal trainer in a box. The complete blank system. The complete membership site system. The complete hot dog business system. So these are, reliable, more for kind of a mass package. Okay? All right, let's keep rolling on. Here's a good tip. If you have an idea that you want to put out there and you reserve the domain name already, like I would make sure you get the domain name. Then you could put it out to your Facebook fan page, to your blog, to Twitter, and say, hey guys, I'm creating a new program. It's called, Nano Continuity. What do you think of the title? And I've done contests where I'll have other people name my product. Now, I haven't done it for a big ticket product, but I've done it for books and smaller reports. And people feel like they're involved and part of the process. And that's always fun. And you can get some really good ideas too. All right, so step 2, creating virtual graphics. This is fun. And what I'm going to do is actually do a live demo for you here on the 2 steps of creating graphics. Now, there's 2 options, right? Number 1 is to outsource it. Number 2 is to do it yourself. And it's going to depend on where you are, your budget, how creative you are. And I've used both. I've used both a lot. But what I want to do is to give it yourself way in case you want to become completely independent of designers, right? You don't want to have to be held hostage by graphic designers. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did this stuff. So outsourcing is the first way. And I'm going to show you a couple of resources. You probably know these already. 99 Designs, right? 99 Designs is you go on there and you basically say, hey, look, I need an ebook cover or I need digital cover. It's going to be 8 modules, so I want it to look like 8 DVD covers. I want it to have this word on it, this kind of color. Can you create it for me? And you'll get, 10, 20, 50, 100 different people creating graphic concepts, and you choose the one you like. And there's another marketplace that's very, very, and you pay the winner, obviously, of the design. There's 99 Design, and another competitor of theirs is called CrowdSpring. It's run the exact same way. So you're not just relying on one graphic person's ideas. You're getting dozens and dozens of different people submitting their design ideas for you to choose. So it's a pretty cool thing. So that's if you have some money. And these, to get a lot of designs, you're going to need at least a couple $100 to put in there. Maybe more, maybe 300, maybe even 400 for really, really high-end stuff. An inexpensive way is Fiverr.com. I talk about Fiverr a lot. It's such a great little resource. Okay? Now, you can see here, and I did a search for it. I wrote like ebook cover. And here was one person that came up. I would design for you impressive, eye-catching, unique ebook cover, fast delivery for just $5. They said they're going to do it in 2 days, and you can see some of the different covers. Now, here's the thing, and I'm kind of going to make a generalization. I'm sure there are some decent designers on Fiverr, but if you look at the quality, probably not the greatest in the world. So for $5, you usually get what you pay for, right? I mean, maybe they come up with a good design. It's probably, look, these are probably better than what I could do on my own. Like if I had to actually design like a full thing with all these images. But just know that, again, not every time, but in general, you're going to get better designs from CrowdSpring and from 99 Designs than you will from Fiverr. But if you're on a real tight budget and you're like, Ryan, I have like $20 to my name, then just use Fiverr, and I think it would be fine. The other way is to find a graphic designer. Just go to Google and type in these type of phrases: ebook designer, virtual graphics, mini site designer. There are hundreds of people who specialize in this. And some people are mentioning other resources. Odesk, I wouldn't. Odesk is they tend to have more graphic, not graphic guys, more techies. I have not found great luck with Guru or Elance or Odesk with graphic designers. Something decent, but not great. So that's how you can get it done. Obviously, have someone else do it for you. Okay. Now, option 2 is do it yourself, and I'm going to show you these quickly, and then I'm gonna actually open it up and I'm going to do a demo, and I'm going to create a graphic, like graphics right in front of you. And for people who are in my Ryan Lee method thing, they saw me do this. So I'm going to show you exactly how I created all of these graphics. They look a little blurry here because I blew up the size of the photo, but all these binders, iPads, iPods, phones, all this kind of stuff. So step 1, here's the page that you're going to go to. You don't have to write this down. I'm going to show you in 2 seconds, okay? I'm going to show you about getting the logo design made for you. And then this is the URL to go to, by the way. So I'm going to show you the program that I use. This is an affiliate link. I think I make like $20 or something. But I did get a special discount for you. If you go to ryanlee.com/boxshot, ryanlee.com/boxshot, and I'm going to show you right now how I create these. So watch this. Okay. Let me open up. Okay. So first thing I do is I come here to 99 Designs. Now, there's an area that a lot of people don't know about, and it's right up here. You see this? It's called Logo Store. So you click on Logo Store, and what's awesome about Logo Store is there are, as of now, there's almost 18,000 logos already designed, and you just add your own product name right there. So we had, Al before. Let's see. So you could type in anything. So let's just see if there's anything with hot dog. There's something there with hot dog a little bit. And let's say he wants to do a hot dog business. So let's say we put in money. Look, 218 logos. So you can find any one of these logos and have it done for your own. So you may say, you know what? I'm going to teach people how to make money with becoming an author. So let's say you like this logo. You click on here and you buy it for $99, and they will put your own name on that and change it. So you could click on here, buy, and then you can say, I want this to say, ebook millions. That's a terrible name. All right, but I'm just kind of making it up. And you could add further instructions. Can you make the text red and green? And whatever it is you want. Make the book blue. So that you can do basic color changes. You can't do structural changes, right? You can't say I want different formats. I want the company up here, logo down here. You can't do all that, but you could make some changes. And then you enter your email, and 99 does, and they'll modify. And I've done about 12 or 13 of these lately, and they always get it back to me usually within a few hours, within like 2-3 hours, it's done. And they give you the JPEG and the files, and you're done. You have the logo now. If it's a logo that's already been used once before, for $99, you don't have exclusive. So other people can use these logos. But again, to get something done, to get it quick, I think it's a really cool, inexpensive option. And the odds that someone else in your market is going to have the same logo are probably not very good. Now, there are some. So this one, if it says new on it, that means they just added it. And what you can do is, if it says new, you can, for another $199, you'd have the exclusive rights to this. No one else can use this logo. So only if it says new. Okay. Sharon's question is, do we have to pay $99 each time? No. Well, for each new logo, right. But for one logo, if they make some changes, so if I went with that other logo, if I went with this one, and I want them to do different changes, no, they won't keep charging. They just do $99 one-time fee, and they'll change it a few times. They'll keep changing it until they get it right, how you want it. So it's very, very cool. So now, here's what I do. So that's the first step. So I'll get a logo. So I have step one is I got the name. So my name, 1K per day formula. Step two, I came here and I got my logo designed. If you see, this looks a little familiar, doesn't it? This logo, right? It's the one I used right here in my 1K per day formula. I'm showing you what I'm doing. Then I came here. So remember, ryanlee.com/boxshot. I got the discount for you. I think it's down to like $67 for a full year of unlimited. Because graphic people usually charge you every time they make a change. If you want a video screen, if you want an iPod, an iPad, they're going to charge you for each one. So I find after the 1 year, I've saved probably $600 already. Easy. So I come in here. So I'm logged into my account at Boxshot. Watch this. Watch how awesome this is. So you come in here, and I choose which kind of cover I want. So whatever it is I want to do. So let's say, so you could do iPad, you could do CDs, you can make it look like a DVD case, binders. This is exactly how I built these, right? And watch how easy this is. And I'm not doing this to show you, to say, hey, you got to buy Boxshot King. I'm just saying, I'm the whole promise of this program was that I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it. So let me say I'm gonna make it look like, let's just say a software box. Now you could pick any kind of background. Now what I did, I went to Google and I typed in white background. Oops. White background. And then like this one right here, I just copied and saved the image. And I just saved it on my computer as like, so let's say we call it white background. It's just white, right? It's just a white image. So now I have white background on my computer. So you're seeing exactly the steps I do. So now I'm going to use, my background image, I'm going to use that white background that I just did. So I'm going to upload white background. Now what you have to do is you have to kind of copy and paste so this is just white, so it doesn't matter. So I just copy that, I just drag it, and I do crop selection. So now I've got a white background. So this is going to be the front cover of my box. Now all I do is insert an image. So if I have that logo that I just created, all those different things. So let's say I want to do, this Ryan Lee logo. Or let's do the Ryan Lee method. Right? That was a logo I had done. I could put it right here. You can add text too. So you can create your own cover. So you could say something like, module 1. And you can make it whatever color you want. You could say that's red. You could do different fonts here. So I can make it look funky like that. And all I do is click on the text, and now I could put that right here. You see, I'm just doing this I'm just kind of messing around. And then I do finalize. So in a matter of seconds, this image is now done. Look at that. Yeah, and once you buy the logo, Rick, you could do whatever you want with it. So now I've got this. Now I just save it. I could just do download. Now, obviously, I could make it look a little bit different. I could make the logo bigger. I could change the text, whatever. But here's my favorite part, because I like to create like this image right here, all these different ones together. So you go to something called Packager, and then what you can do is I can say, okay, I click on that one. I'm gonna want, my system is gonna have, 4 manuals. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to be, a software box. You see the one I just created. Or maybe, let's say 2 software boxes. And my membership card. Put that right there. And I could pretty it up and play around with it. And that's it. Then I click download. And I've got my image. Now look at this. If I want to insert it in my PowerPoint, like if I'm saying, okay, hey guys, buy this, right? Insert. Look at that. How effing awesome is that? And that's, I mean, you know, in seconds. So using my steps, so I went to 99 Designs. I got that logo. I went to Boxshot. Boxshot is like, I think it's usually about $100 a year. With my discount, it's I think $67 for a full year. Using it for one product pays for itself. I use this all the time now. My good friend Jack Bourne created. I love this program, and it works with Mac or PC. And I'm going to show you. When I build the site. I'm going to show you guys exactly how it did. This is the cool shit, right? This is how, yeah, Johnny says, this is how the big boys do it. But this is why I like teaching this, because most of the time, people will teach programs, and they'll say, hey, create a premium product. Okay, create a big ticket. Okay, how do I do it? Just get a cover done and just come up with a good name and you're done. Like, that's bullshit. But now what you have to do is, what I do, you should pay attention to what I'm doing it, because I'm doing it for a reason. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm working my ass off to over-deliver. Because you guys are going to like this program, you're going to be successful, and you're going to tell other people about it. You have to do the same thing whatever product you're creating. I don't care if it's teaching people how to belly dance, teaching people how to open up a hot dog business, teaching people how to be an information marketer, whatever it is. You've got to deliver the goods, and you have to deliver it so much better than everybody else. And that's how you grow the business, and it just explodes. But anyway, so let's get back. So the feedback's cool. So you guys are this is cool stuff, huh? Awesome. Yeah. And again, like I said, I am not a techie at all. I'm really not. I mean, what did I do? I mean, I went here, right? I clicked this button here. I already downloaded a white background, so I'm clicking here. We're going to use white background, right? This is, what am I up to, like 8 seconds already? Crop selection. I'm inserting whatever logo I want. So let's say it's my 1K per day formula. I'm going to put it right here in the middle. And I didn't even have to add text to this, right? And now my cover is being generated. That took all of 30 seconds. I don't have to program anything. I didn't. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. And you could go back and you could say, you know what, these are going to be the, let's say, because if you're creating a multimedia package, these can be, the handouts, let's say. And let's say we want to make it black. And we want to use this text. Click on it. Yeah. The handouts. You can make this smaller if you want. I'm just dragging. Finalize. And it just takes 10 seconds. So if you want the discount, go to ryanlee.com/boxshot. Again, that is my affiliate link, so I can track what's going on and make maybe $20. And look at that. Is it absolutely 100% perfect? Can you get someone to maybe create one that looks a little bit nicer? Absolutely. But I'm talking about speed of implementation. I'm talking about you have an idea and you get it out there first. And I'm talking about doing it yourself. And I do this all from Starbucks, right? Without having to hire people. So let's keep rolling. So now we have our name. Now we have the graphics. Now it's time to create the first product. Now I'm not going to spend a lot of time on research here. I'm going to spend about 1 minute because I'm going to assume that you already know your topic. And if not, you're going to be doing the research to know your topic more. So just go into information consumption mode. There are if you think about entrepreneurs and like I'm thinking of the successful people that I've coached over the years, they're always in like information gathering mode. They're always looking for the next thing. And most people are not like that. There's only one time they get like that. And you can probably guess what it is. If they become sick. If all of a sudden, someone is diagnosed with colon cancer, very, very quickly, they are going to become an expert on colon cancer. They're going to look it up. They're going to go to the library. They're going to go on Google. They're going to buy every book and audio CD and DVD and everything they can on that topic of colon cancer. When my mother was diagnosed with cancer a couple years ago, I mean, I was obsessed with it, like finding out all the treatments, everything that could happen, and that's how you should be in your topic. So I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's parenting, coaching, fitness, marketing, weight loss. You have to have that drive. I don't just all of a sudden wake up one day and be like, I like all of a sudden I know about Box Shot King and logo. Like I'm obsessed with this stuff. I love coming on and searching out resources and tools and sharing it with you guys. And that's how you have to get on your topic. And it shows. Like it shows versus someone who just says, "Oh, you know what? This Kindle's pretty hot right now. I think I'm going to create a product on Kindle." No, like jump in, dive in, learn the stuff. Okay. Books, audio products, blog posts, everything you can. And look, this goes without saying, don't create a product unless you know it's going to be high quality. And here's a really, really cool tip. Go to Google and you put in your keyword, and you can put in parentheses here, space, and then this all together. File type, I never know if that's freaking colon or semicolon. It shows how well I did in English class. PPT or even PPTX. And what that does, that searches the internet for every PowerPoint presentation with your keywords in here. So for here, I did it for life coaching. Life coaching file type PPT. You could also do PPTX. So there are 740 PowerPoints that have the word life coaching in there. Now, how is that valuable for you? Well, think about it. People, if they're going to take the time to put up a PowerPoint presentation, they want to say something. There's some content in there. So there might be 740, maybe only two or three are good, but that could really help you. When I first started doing products, I spent a lot of time doing this and looking at other PowerPoints and looking what people are teaching. So that's just a really cool shortcut. I think I learned that from Rich Schefren years ago, and I just thought that was a really, really cool tip. Okay. Again, I see a lot of questions coming in. Let's try to hold the questions to the end, okay? Because we'll spend time, and I'll spend time answering your questions. So there are a few different product options. Right now, I'm going to start with one, which is the home study kit, which is going to be something that you can create at home on your computer, and it's a template that I've used over and over again. In fact, I'm using it right now on this program, the 1K per day formula. I'm doing what I'm teaching you, and I hope you guys keep getting that, right? I'm doing what I'm teaching. Step number one, get it in your calendar. I can't tell you how important this is. And I wrote a blog post about it recently. I had a mastermind group the other day, and one of the guys who's a very smart marketer, does probably a couple of million a year right now in business, and he said his goal is to be the world-known expert in this certain market. And we were like, well, you got to do the book on it. He's like, yeah, I'll get to it. I think it'll probably take me like a year and a half. Like, no, you got to set a deadline. You got to get it in that calendar, and we're holding him accountable. Get it in the calendar. You must, and I wrote must. Right, I wrote this 3 times because it's that important. You have to have a deadline. I can't tell you how many people I've coached that they don't, if they don't set a deadline, they never ever do it. It just delays. Now all of a sudden a month turns into 2 months, turns into 6 months, turns into a year. You've got to set the deadline. You must. How many of you right now, be honest, just say yes or no. How many of you guys already have a deadline for your product to be done? Yes or no? No. We've got Corey and Jeff with some yeses. Everyone else no. Daryl and Lori. Big Al's got a yes. Keith has a yes. Okay. So it looks like it's evening out. Looks like about 50%. Got to have a deadline. Now, be realistic, right? If you're going to create an 8-module training system and you haven't even done the research yet, or you haven't done anything, don't say I'm going to get it done in 48 hours. That's probably not going to be realistic. I move fast. I mean, I've gone from idea to full-blown like product launch and product creation. I'm talking everything within like 10 days. But I'm also psychotic. I'm talking about like normal, be realistic, but don't overestimate. Don't think it's going to take you 2 years to do this, or even 2 months. You've got to have the big deadline and then the smaller deadlines. Like, I want my product completed by whatever it is, April 1st, May 1st, September 1st. So let's say that's 60 days out. Say, all right, I'm going to have my name done by tomorrow. I'm going to have the logo and the graphics done within 2 days. I'm going to have my modules outlined within 3 days. Like, break it down into smaller ones. Because what do they say? What's the joke? How do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. So just set up those deadlines and have someone else hold you accountable. I don't care. Go into a Facebook group, start a mastermind group, come on my blog, do something. Okay? Step 2, then you outline your product. And I'm going to show you in a minute how we create this. So you're going to break your program down into 6 to 8 main topics. And I'm talking about like you being the expert. We're going to talk in another module about getting other experts and being the host and being the producer. I'm talking about right now just kind of laying out the program. So you got to write down what are the 6 to 8 main components to your product. There's got to be big parts. And if there's a part that's really, really big, like if you're doing, let's say, Facebook training, and a large section of it is, creating a Facebook fan page, maybe that you extend that. That's maybe 2 or 3 different topics, right? Those because these become your modules. So maybe those end up becoming 2 or 3 modules. So for example, let's say you're doing a fitness product. One main topic can be nutrition, one could be mindset, one could be meal plans, exercises, workouts. Those could all be main topics, because these are then, like I said, the modules. Like in this program you're going through, these are all broken down into modules: setting up the system, creating the product, setting up your sales funnel, traffic. These are all topics, main topics in this program, and these are all modules. But you should aim for at least 6. 8 is really good. If you could do an 8 module, that's even better. Now you're going to break your modules into smaller components. So you break these down into chunks. So, for example, in the fitness sample I was giving you, let's say one of your modules is workouts. You could break those down into one sub-module is warm-up, one is flexibility, one is how to choose your equipment, one is sets and reps. Right? If yours is setting up some kind of retail business, one could be choosing the right location, stocking it, hiring, firing, employee manuals, all that stuff. And yes, Zach, it could be more than 8. It could be 10. The Ryan Lee module was supposed to be like 6 to 8 modules originally. It ended up being 13. But that's not bad at all. I'm just saying 6 to 8 because I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to say you've got to create a 12-module system, because then that feels like it's too much. So if you find that, man, this 6 or 8, this is cranking, I can make it 10, then that's fine. And now step number 3 is creating your PowerPoint. Now I'm gonna show you exactly how I do this. All right. So we're gonna create a product from scratch now. So first thing I do is I come into PowerPoint, and here's the first. I like to change the font. So what I'll do, I come here to View, Master, and Slide Master, and here's where you could change the font. So for me, my settings, my favorite ones, I happen to like this font called, hold on. I scroll down here, and I like the font called Rockwell. So I make this header. Again, this is exactly what I do for mine. I do Rockwell and 40 point for the master. And then all the other one, I highlight all this, and I just make that regular Rockwell. And that's it. So you could see that's exact font I use for my stuff here. The Rockwell 40. So if you like my design, it's kind of more of like a Mac look. If you like that, then this is exactly how I do it. So the top is Rockwell 40 bold, and these are all just regular Rockwell. You could use Arial. You could use whatever you want. I'm just saying what I use. And then I come back to view, and I come back to normal. And now it's going to be like that. So here's going to be the intro page. Now I like to use this page a lot, so I'll say, module 1, whatever it is. And then I'll probably put like my logo on here. So let's just go with I don't even know what logo I have. I'll just logo. Why? I don't even know what these logos are. Okay, here's my Ryan Lee logo. All right, so module 1. So what I like to do first is I'll come into one area here. Like I'll come into one document. I'll work from this. So I'll just create. I'll basically get all my big modules done in one document. So then I'll do add new slide. I'll say, okay, module 2 is going to be, set up your site, and you could either continue to add the same logo for these header pages, or you could add different kind of images. Doesn't really matter. Oops. Okay. So now a cool little trick, PowerPoint, and I don't know if it works with the PC, it works with the Mac. You press for the Mac, you press Command and D, and it just duplicates the page. So I could now do module 3, marketing. I'll duplicate this page. Module 4, selling, and let's just say, you guys get the point, right? Module 5. So I'll do my big topics first, my big modules. Testing, let's just say, I don't know. Then this is again, you're seeing exactly how I do it. Okay, so module 1, we're going to talk about getting set. Here are some of my let's just call these, the sub points, and I'll maybe make it this font. So the sub module in rock and roll is, being productive. A new slide, and I'll probably go with this layout again too. Title slide, and I'll call this, getting organized. And I just go down through every one of these. So I'll have, and you could see, that's why I can't understand how it could take people weeks and weeks and weeks, or months, or a year to create programs, because you could see that in 1 hour of focus time, you turn off your damn email, you stop checking your instant message, you stop checking porn, whatever you sickos are into, but you do all that stuff, right? Get rid of all the distractions, and you just work your ass off, and you spend 1 to 2 hours of focused time, and now you've got the whole outline done in look at this, in minutes, right? But in an hour. So now you got it done. Now we start to break this down. Okay, being productive. People like step by step. So what is going to be, step 1 is going to be, let's say, set up email system. Here's first tip. Whatever it is, right? And now I also like to have those images. So to do images, you could do, step 2, be happy. I don't know. Again, I'm just making up crap, right? Now, here's a cool resource I use too. Now, people say, Ryan, where do you get images from? People do go to Google, and you could take free images. So if you go to Google and type in, thumbs up, right, for a happy person, you could do Google, and then you could do an image search, and you can see all these images, and you could do something like this and save image as, thumb. and then you could put it in there, right? Now you're not supposed to do that because these are copyrighted images, but I'm just saying people have done that, right? So now you've got the thumb up. The way to do it the legit way is you go to a company and you buy it. So I use Big Stock Photo a lot, and I've already signed in. So I could say something like thumbs up. And these are higher quality images that you can buy for, you know, $1 or so. So if you like this image, you basically buy credits. So this one is like $3. You could buy it, you download it, and they get rid of all that other stuff, and then you put it right in. I'm not going to spend $3 now because I'm cheap. But if I wasn't cheap, I would buy it and show you. But literally, I mean, it's the same thing. You literally download it, and then you just insert the image. So I like to keep the layouts really clean and simple, kind of let it breathe. You don't want to have too much text. You don't want to have 7 lines of text, just a few lines of text to get the points. And then so you got your modules, you get all your modules in, you get the sub modules, and then you start with one of these, and you don't have to start with module 1. You could say, you know what, my favorite thing is marketing. So after I have my sub things, I'm going to start with the marketing one. And today, for the first half hour, all I'm going to do is work on the module 1 of marketing. Module 3 marketing. Tomorrow I'm going to work on module 2. The next day I'm going to work on this one. And that's it. That's exactly how you lay it out. And before you know it, you have 6, 8, 10 modules of training programs that you can do. And this is all, if you want to be the expert or you want to set it up, this is exactly how I do it. From getting the graphic, from getting the logo, to creating it in PowerPoint. And what we're going to do, so let me come back. What do you think? Is this helpful for you guys? Is this working? Awesome. Okay. So let me come back to my original, because as you can see, what we're going to do in the next module is I'm going to show you how to take that PowerPoint and then turn it to record it, to turn it into a multimedia product. We're going to talk about turning it into audio, into video, into PDFs, because that's going to take a while. I don't want to try to rush through it. I'd rather take my time and make sure you guys get it right. And then we're going to start going into getting paid for your product before it's even completed, and then we get into creating your sales funnel and automated traffic system. So that is the end of module 2. So to recap, you guys have some work, right? Working on your cover, your title, your cover, your design, getting the PowerPoint started, and getting all that thing rock and roll. Again, next week we're going to talk about all the easy, to make the tech stuff easy, to talk about recording the product and turning it to a multimedia. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the recording of this session, but hang on, if you're on live, hang on, and then we're going to open it up for Q&A. So hang on just 1 second.